Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nitty Grit. How y'all doing out there? Can y'all hear me? If you hear me, put "I hear you, girl" in the chats. I'm so excited for this conversation tonight, y'all, because my guest tonight is a very special person to me. And I mean, she is just so deep inside of me. And I'm just really excited to be able to have her join me tonight on the Nitty Grit. First of all, I want to do first things first is to say happy Mother's Day, because I know we're having that this weekend. So to all my moms, hello, happy Mother's Day. For all of you who are watching on YouTube and Facebook, I am Chantel Denise, and I like to have conversations with everyday people and talk about life. And so tonight, I'm going to be talking a little bit about life with my favorite girl, and that happens to be my mama. So, but before we do that, y'all, I'm so thrilled and so honored because I took an opportunity to interview some people that are moms, and I also asked them a little bit about their mothers. And so I have a little video clip that I want to show you. It's a little bit long, so bear with me, but it's probably about 7.5 minutes or so. And then I'm going to bring my girl on who I'm going to be interviewing tonight. But I want you guys to watch this because I want you to take a look at some of these women, into their lives, into their stories. I want you to hear what they have to say about being a mother and about their moms, because it was so wonderful to hear them talk and speak about their journey and their life, because that's what it's all about, sharing the journey together, y'all. So I'm going to show you these amazing women. Give me a second here. I'm going to put this video on because I want you guys to see this. And then after that, I will be bringing my special girl on for you. But if you guys are doing well and you're excited about life tonight, can you put it in the chat and say, I'm excited? I'm so excited. Can you guys put that in the chat? If you are excited about life, because I know that I am. Let me see it in the chat while I'm getting this video going. Anybody out there? Anybody out there? Okay. I think, yeah, I got a few people. Come on now. Yes.
Hey, y'all. So this week on The Grit, I have a very special episode that I cannot wait to share with you. I'm bringing on a very special guest of mine because it is Mother's Day week. Y'all, it's about to go down and I'm so excited. But before we jump into the episode, I would love to showcase a few women who I interviewed and talked to about being a mom, what it's like, what they love, and also some of them, what they loved about their mom. So before I get into this next episode, please take a look at this. Hi, Denise.
Hi, Chantel.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
What was one favorite thing you loved about your mom?
Well, thank you for asking me that question. I think one of the favorite things I loved about her is though she had limited resources, she was able to make sure that she took care of 7 kids the best way that she could. And at 93, she's still growing strong. I'm grateful to God for that. And just for her example of perseverance and being willing to make lemonade out of lemons. So that's what I love about her.
I love that. So that is pretty awesome. So are you making lemonades out of lemon?
I'm trying.
Thank you so much. So I am with the lovely Marina. So Marina, I want to ask you, what was one of the favorite things that you love that your mom either did or said?
Gosh, I love my mom. She has passed on, and I still remember her love. She knew how to love, and it was unconditional. And even though she didn't always get what I was doing at school, she was always there 100%, my biggest supporter. You know, bringing me hot chocolate at 2 a.m. in the morning while I was studying. That was her. Her love was deep and unconditional.
Thank you for that. So are you bringing in the hot chocolate in the mornings at 2 a.m.?
I'm not bringing it. I'm taking her to Starbucks.
But that's still good.
And Monarca to get some hot chocolate.
That's good.
And we talk and we chat and we catch up, and I ask her what's the tea and she tells me.
I love it. I love it. So last, I just want to ask you one more question. So you, as you were talking about your daughter, what is the one thing you love about being a mom?
I love that I get to grow along with my daughter. You know, the lessons she goes through gives me an opportunity to grow with her and to get a new perspective on what life looks like for a 15-year-old today.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. I love it. Hello, y'all. So I am with the lovely Chantel. We have the same name, y'all. So listen, baby girl, I'm so glad you can be here with me. But I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing about being a mom?
Oh, okay. My favorite thing about being a mom is when my kids can do things for themselves. Literally, then I don't have to worry anymore. But then I do get a little weepy because they don't need me anymore. But I'm raising them to be independent people.
Whoa, I love that. That's a good thing. Good advice. Y'all hear that? Train those kids to be independent. Thank you, girl. That's it. Hello, I am with the lovely Kim, and we're talking about being a mom and what we liked about our moms, or what we like about what we do as a mom. So, Kim, what is your favorite thing about being a mom? What is it that you
Well,
love?
it's changed over the years, but currently, as an empty nester, it's about really appreciating my mom more. Like, as my kids have moved out and I feel that lonely spot, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, did my mom feel that? Did my mom like feel sad and lonely when I moved away? And then, when you get to hear from your kids, or when they just call you, you're just like, oh, my kid's calling me. And it may be, I have a flat tire, or, how do you make this? But it just it kind of gives me a little glimpse into what my mom felt when I moved out. And so it's just kind of like circle of life. It's a special time in that regard.
Wow. Is that something I got to look forward to?
Oh, honey. Yes. You might get more dogs or something like that.
Well, we do have a cat now.
Okay.
I thought I'd never have an animal.
Yeah, you might add more animals to your collection when your kids move out. That happens. It's true.
Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Hey, y'all. So I am here with the amazing Gigi. What is the most favorite thing you love about your mom?
Oh, with my mom is one of the most tender women I know. Now, she wasn't always that way, but after she became a Christian, she actually led me into her lifestyle changed, which encouraged me to seek God. And I was actually seeking God at the time as well. But this life beats us up a lot, but when you have someone that is your confidant, that's always there for you, like my mom, to kind of bring you in, even if it's over the miles, because she lives about 300 miles away, but even over the phone, she brings me in and cuddles me. Ooh. And consoles me and shares her wisdom, with me. So that's one of the things that I can say is that I love about my mother. She's a mother.
She's a mother.
She invests her time into her children.
Well, I know that you are a mom yourself, though. Yeah. You're a mom yourself. And so I want to ask you a very similar question. Like, what is your favorite thing about being a mom?
My son is grown now, and I think the favorite part is just being able to share who I am and make it a part of him. And so now he is an adult, he's out on his own. He's a successful young man, and someone that I'm very proud of.
I am here with the amazing Winchy, which is my neighbor. It's so cool to be here with her. So can you tell me, like, what is the most amazing thing you love about being a mom?
Well, happy Mother's Day to everyone, the mother, and thank you for this great opportunity. I think being a mother, the most thing impress myself is when you drive back home, before you turn the corner, before you get into home, something warm your heart.
Oh, I love that.
I also like it because, in our life, we have been looking for meanings, looking for purpose, looking for driven purpose we're chasing after having children, or having one or two, have more, giving you a lot of sense for being alive and in, every day.
Wow.
Yeah, the responsibility keep on moving is a great trigger for our life. So I think,
that's so beautiful.
Yeah, and I never felt some project or some job can mature us that much as being a mother.
I love that. Did you guys hear that? Being a mother matures us. Yes. Nothing else that we do will mature us even more. So I can totally relate to that. Can you tell me a little bit? Because I love the part when you say it warms your heart when you pull in the driveway. Give me that. Like, what actually warms your heart?
It is a great question. What is really spots or something warm your heart? In fact, when you're driving, you start to feel something there and you have a smile on your face. That's, I call it warm your heart, to give you a great new aspect of your own life.
Because you're happy to see your children.
I think so. I
love it. She's so authentic and honest. I love it, y'all. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. I appreciate you. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was muted for a second there. But give it up for them. Put some claps in the chat, y'all, for me, because those women just actually all of them were spur of the moments.
they were spur of the moments. It wasn't like I planned it. I just happened to be in the same space that they were. And I probably think the only one of them I called was Winchy. I was like, can you do an interview? And I didn't prepare with questions. I just showed up. We met at the corner. So thank you, ladies, all of my ladies who interviewed. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys for doing that. But without further ado, y'all, I am going to bring the lady, the woman who's going to be sharing the night with me, my mom, Marie Brinagh. Come on, mama. She's over here with me, going to sit right next to me. Come on in. Can ladies. You say hi to the people?
Hi, people.
So, y'all, how y'all doing tonight? Is everybody good? I saw my people that said they were excited. Thank y'all for that. I appreciate it so much. Okay, so we both got big hair today. I had to get big hair because, you know, mama's got nice curly hair. So I was like, I got to get big today. But y'all, this is the first time I've actually had you on, for a conversation just with you. Yeah. I had you on with our Bible study group, which was a little bit different because you guys shared the questions. So this time it's all me and you. But y'all, let me just tell you, my mom is, you know, one of the most incredible people. You really are. And I want people to know a little bit about our story and our journey. So I hope you're ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
Buckle your seatbelt. Y'all better buckle y'all seatbelt. So again, thank you for the interviews, the ladies who interviewed with me. I appreciate you. You set the tone for mothering. I love what those girls shared. Did you get to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted to ask you, because I'm gonna just trail that video, and I want to ask you, like, what have you loved about being a mother?
Oh,
and you got to come closer.
I like to boss people. They tell me that I like to boss people. So I love being a mother. To me, you guys are never grown. You're still my little kids. I still want to look after you. So that's what it means. It means that I get to communicate with you in life. I get to give you some guidance in life. I mean, sometimes you don't like it, but I do it anyway. So that's what I like about being a mother, that I get to give you guys advice. I get to listen to your joy, and I get to follow you on gigs. I love that.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now, we're talking about the title I have tonight, Mama. I titled it A Mother's Love, because I really believe that mothers really, really pour out their love on their children. Yeah. You know, even in the challenging situations, I think a mother naturally still loves and wants to give. So when I talk about a mother's love, what kind of definition what is your definition of a mother's love?
A mother's love is never giving up on their children. No matter what the circumstances is, you have to follow through. You have to be a mother. And I love just being your mom. I love being you and Ronnie's mom. I love that I get to look after you guys.
Oh, thanks, Mama. So you're I love that definition, that never giving up on. I think everybody out there who's watching would definitely they want somebody who's got their back. Yeah. They don't want anyone to give up on them, to say, you know, I'm just done with you. We're done. Yeah. I don't think anybody in the world will want anyone to give up on them, but so often people do.
Yeah.
So often people do. Yeah.
You know, I was going to say that, you know, some mothers give up on their children. Well, some children make it hard. So some mothers, they just say, you know, I'm done, and they give up. But I'm not one of those mothers. I am going to look after you guys until I'm in my grave, I'm sure.
I think you will. Yeah. I think you will. And just piggyback on what you were saying about a mother's love, I do see that, like, not giving up. I also see the aspect of giving all of yourself to someone else.
Yeah.
When I think about love, it's, we know the scriptural version of love. Love is patient, love is kind, and it doesn't envy or boast. But the everyday person, I think that love is something that people just give naturally from their hearts when they are loving towards somebody. And I think we all are capable of having that inside of us. Things happens, experiences or whatsoever, and people, that part of them gets kind of burnt or damaged in some ways, and so they don't give the kind of love that they could. But I absolutely believe, a mother's love is just, she's giving all of herself to that person that she's nurturing and bringing up. And I know I felt that as a mother for myself, like, I'm gonna give everything to this particular kid. I'm just going. And then when I got the second one, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna give the extra over here too. And then I'm gotten them together. I'm like, I'm combining this stuff. It's a lot. And I know that for you've had, you mentioned your son, my brother, earlier, like, you've had to give love, and it hasn't been the same for both of us in a sense. So I want to segue a little bit about that, and just talk about that. Like, when you think about love, like, he's a boy and I'm a girl. So would you say that I know that there's maybe not have been like, oh, I'm going to give more to, I know it's not consciously you're thinking, I'm going to give more to this one over here, and then this one, I'm going to give less. But sometimes that happens, right?
Yeah,
sometimes that happens. But what are your thoughts on that? Like, when a person has a couple of kids, how do they divide that love?
Well, I think for me, I give to who needs me the most. And you don't really need me that much. No,
I do though.
Well, I don't see where you need me that much. You only need me maybe sometimes to run some errands for you, to take the kids here or take the kids there, but you don't need me that much. And Ronnie has moved away, so he doesn't need me that much either. But when Ronnie was living here and you were here, he was right down the street. So anytime he needed me, he called me, and I was always there. But I do the same for you.
You do?
I'm always there. I try not to ever turn you down when you ask me to do something. I'm pretty much always there.
You are.
Yeah.
You are. Yeah. You are. So with that said, I appreciate you being honest with that. Now, I'm going to put this out there because some folks, they don't want to have this conversation to talk about this. Are there times where you feel like you love one of your kids more?
No.
Just being honest.
No.
Okay.
I don't love Ronnie no more than I love you. I love you both the same, but I treat you different.
Explain that a little bit.
When you need me, I'm here. When he needs me, I'm there too. But if he needs me more than you, I'm there for him. So to you, it might look like, okay, she loves him more than me. But it's not true. I love you both the same. Just different.
Just different.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that, because I think, like, growing up for me, I actually thought you loved him more.
Yeah.
I did. I always felt like she loves that boy more.
Well, you know what they say, boys are closer to their mothers.
That's true.
The daughters are closer to their dads.
That happens a lot. Yeah, that happens a lot. Thank you for that. And I know you and I have talked about this, because I'm gonna be honest, I just always felt that. I'm like, no, she loves that boy way more than me. And at that point he becomes that boy instead of my brother. And then I love him. I'm just like, no, I know it. She said, and you know what's interesting is that I think many kids have felt that. So if you guys have ever felt like if you grew up in a household and it's more than two of you or one of you, if you can put in the chat, if you felt like love less, put love less than your sibling. Go ahead and put it in the chat because we're having this conversation tonight because it's very important because I do believe people feel that because I definitely feel that. Doesn't mean what we feel is true.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think some of us have felt it. So if you felt love less before in your household, put love less. So I want to go ahead and we're gonna keep moving on, y'all, and then I'll get back to those the chat here in a minute when people start to put in. Y'all don't be scared because I don't see anybody putting anything in there yet. Put it in there because I know you felt it because I felt it. And then some of you felt like, no, I was it. I was number one. I was the number one. So yes, or some of you felt like, oh, my parents really did their best to make us both feel incredible. So I'm only looking for the ones that felt love less. So if you did, put it in the chat. Thank you. I want to ask you this because you do have two different kind of kids, and it is important for you to know, like, my two kids are different. And I try to love them and meet them where they are. So with what you were sharing earlier, like I may have needed you less than what my brother needed you. That makes a lot of sense because my kids growing up now, I'm looking at their lives and I'm like, you know what? This one needs this over here, but this one needs this over here. And I think sometimes, as parents, we do try to love our kids the same. And you guys, I want to tell you from experience, for me, the love from my heart has to be all 100. So that has to always be there. But what my oldest needs from what my younger needs is they're two different things sometimes. And so if I try to approach my oldest with what I do with her the same way I approach the younger one, it may not work. It may not work because what the kid needs is 100 of you. They need just you. They don't need you to do it like you did it with Susie or Joe, because they are different from Susie and Joe. And so I had to learn that myself. And some of it was a little bit challenging because I'm like, well, I'm here and I do this and I'm there for you. And that kid didn't really need that. That kid just need me to maybe get in the bed with her and watch a movie. You know what I'm saying? That was love to her. Yeah. So it's like, loving each other with where the person is at. And that's why I believe God has in the Bible, love is patient, love is kind. And, all the different things that love talks about is because people are different. This person, you're going to have to, overall love in its sense, it has to be steady, but I'm not going to be able to do the same things for this one that I do for this one over here because they're different. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense what we're talking about. But if you are 100 given of you in that relationship, that's what blesses the relationship and blesses you. But I want to just go to the hard part now. Let's talk a little bit tough topic. What was the most difficult thing for you as a mother? And I'm going to be specific with me.
When you were growing up? Or
yes.
Now? Oh,
growing up.
Oh my goodness. When you were growing up, you actually had a mind of your own.
Which is a good thing, though.
Well, it was a good thing.
It just need to be shaped.
But you did not like to obey. You had your own head and you had your own thing of how it's supposed to go. So you did not listen well. That was the hardest thing for me, is that you did not listen well. You didn't really pay me that much attention when you were growing up. You left home
pretty early.
Yeah. So the hardest thing for me is you did not listen. Yeah, you had a mind of your own, and you were gonna use your mind, and you were not gonna pay it much of anything that I said. When you got to probably about 16, maybe, you out of control. It was really, really hard then. But you did go to school. You did that. You graduated, and thank God for that. But that was the hardest thing.
I didn't listen.
You didn't listen.
Yeah. You know that thank you for that. You know what? We never actually talked about that, what she just said.
No.
I know about some other stuff. But thank you for that. Like it's so interesting what you get back when you have your own kids.
Yeah.
And you saying that I did not listen, I could see that. I don't think I could have seen it back then. Yeah. I don't think that I was at a place where I could see it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, because we actually never really talked about this particular part, the listening part. And I definitely was headstrong. I had a lot of things that I thought was the way to be. And even growing up, people would tell you that I was kind of like, I wasn't no follower. Yeah. I'm not following you. You're going to follow me.
Right.
If we're going to do anything. Yeah. And yeah, I did a lot of stuff.
Because right now, sometimes when I tell you something, you don't listen. And then you might go out, and I actually have heard you ask your friends the same thing that I've already given you information on. And I've watched you ask your friends. So they usually give you the same advice. Thing. So it's not that, it's not that much.
Yeah. So I'm still growing in that area.
Yeah.
You're
better. You're much better.
I appreciate that. And I'm not going to sit here and go like, oh, I'm this great listener. Because when I have my mind made up about something, sometimes it's hard to get me to shift. But I think I am a little bit better than I was back then. But I know back then I definitely, there was no real listening for anything. I knew what I wanted. And a part of that I actually appreciate, because today, right now, you can't really brainwash me. You can't just feed me a story. I'm like just peeping you out, because it's like, okay, I'm on game. I don't know about you, but I'm on game, and what you're saying doesn't line up. Yeah. So like, you may be able to fool me once, but you ain't gonna be able to do it the second time. So I definitely appreciate that you continue though talking. You continue, because I think sometimes parents give up. They're like, I'm just done with, let the world have them. I'm done. Mm-hmm. Let them get ate up out there. Yeah. And I felt like you definitely kept talking. You kept being involved.
Well, that's what a mother's supposed to do.
That's a mother's love, y'all. So we're talking about. But I will, share with you. I think that I'm not making any excuses for not listening to you, but what was difficult for me growing up was I never really felt in those younger years that you got me, that you understood who I was. I felt like if it did not work according to how you wanted to work, that it had to be this way or no way.
Yeah.
And I think I was screaming as a kid, just like, well, I just want you to notice me, and I just want you to get me. I didn't feel like people got me in the household, period. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah. I felt like almost like the black sheep.
Oh,
I did.
Really?
I did. Yeah, because think about it. I had problems with you. I had problems with, even my Aunt Levon and I kind of squabbled at some point. I had problems with Pawpaw. I think Big Mom was the only one that really was like, okay, this child, I'm going to just walk this with her, because something's going on. And she didn't really know what was going on with me at the time until I told y'all. But, the kids are going through some things. And I think behavior looks like this is just a disobedient child. Mm-hmm. Behavior always communicates this child is disobedient, they're not doing what they need to do, and something's wrong with them, and they don't, and then they either get disciplined or parents give up on them. But what was happening for me is that I was communicating through my behavior that something is going on in my life that I need help with, and I did not know how to communicate that. And so every person that I came in contact with felt my wrath or my behavior because there were things going on with me. And so I remember definitely, though, when I told you about, and I'm just going to be honest with everybody, that I was abused when I was younger. And so by the time I told my mom, that is when things started to shift a little bit. I think that you started to at least look at me. But even in the, as in the 16-year-old stage, that behavior was still popping up. And I think I know it was hard for you, but I know for me, I definitely felt like I just wanted you to see me, like, get me, like she's going through something.
And there were times when I really did want to give up. But as a mother, if I would have gave up, what would have happened to you?
Exactly.
So I just never gave up. I just kept pushing and pushing until you finally decided, okay, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to see how this goes. And you did start to change. And I remember when you left home and you moved to California, I was bawling because I don't think I wanted to give up being a mother. Yeah.
Now, that's a good segue. Like, why would you feel like you were going to be giving up being a mother because I moved?
Because you wasn't going to be in my household. I wasn't going to be able to watch what was going on in your life. You were moving thousands of miles away. So I was not able to see what was going on. I could go by what you tell me or what the person that you were living with would tell me, but I had no control. I lost control when you moved. And that was different. That was hard. And, but I dealt with it. I dealt with it.
You did. I remember that day. I remember you were bawling, and I was like this.
Because you were trying to get out.
I was actually, when I left Texas, I was running for sure, but I had an opportunity. So the opportunity to come here was beautiful, and I was excited about it. I felt like, oh, I get to really, really do something with my life, because I was making good money while I was in Texas and actually being productive. But I think that the opportunity for here was the arts, which is something I really, really wanted to do. But I can see how you would feel that, like, oh, I don't have her in my life, and I can't walk through life with her anymore because she's gonna be gone. But it's interesting because you actually came a few years later, and we got to go on that journey.
But it wasn't easy though.
I know it wasn't. But you know what? I'm glad, Mama, because me leaving at that time when I did, I think when I came here, it was like God set me up, because literally I was here probably a year, and I ended up meeting people, godly people, who actually helped me with my life, helped me to go the extra mile. So it was like really quick being here. And I'm grateful for that. And I believe that work that started for me, and changing and getting the help that I needed in my life, I was able to really close some chapters, and I think that by the time you guys got here, I wasn't completely where I needed to be, but I was at a completely different place versus had I probably stayed home with what was all inside of me. I don't know how our relationship would have been. I can't really tell you. I just know that I wasn't in the best places, and it was so helpful to get out of the environment to a totally different environment and kind of start over. And that's what I felt like I was doing. I was starting my life over. And it was a great start. It really has been. So thank you for all of this. I'm going to go over real quick. I want to look at what some people are saying in this chat. Thank y'all for being on. Let's see here. Someone says, hey, Mama. Hey, Marie. Oh, Andrew from Texas. Andrew, do you remember Andrew Gillen?
Yeah, I remember.
She said, hey, Miss Marie. You two are looking especially beautiful this evening. Thank you for that. Someone said, hello, cousins. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you. That's LMJP. Hey, lady. I still owe you a call. we got to talk, cousin. And okay, so here's some stuff about the son. Gigi says, I love my son more. He is an only child.
Of course you do.
Of course you do. I love it, but that's cute. I love that. Some love different expressions. All that's good stuff. Nana, thanks for breaking that down. I appreciate y'all's transparency tonight. It will help so many who have not had the courage to speak about this. So good. Thank you. Equal love between my brothers and I. Great job, Mama, on that end. I was raised as an only, so there you have it. Thank you. My brother was spoiled, loveless. Oh, thank you for sharing that. We're gonna have to give you some love hugs when we see you. Equal love between my brothers and I. Love differently because I was so independent out of my siblings. I can see that. Thank you for sharing that. Love differently. I like that. The kid needs 100% of you, wisdom. Well, Nana, tell the truth and shame the devil. So I put bless that child. That was a great day. Class of 87. Class of 87. Yes. Wow, this is so good. Real talk. I like the realness and honesty in this conversation, especially because it is a subject that comes from deep places in your hearts. Thank you. Love this so much. Great nuggets, ladies. Hey, from Ronnie and Siobhan. Hey. Happy Mother's Day to you all. Thank you, guys. Thank you for those comments. I appreciate it. And happy Mother's Day to you all, too. We're going to keep it going. I appreciate you guys always being involved because the comment section is that's the real deal right there, y'all. So thank y'all. And any of you out there who have felt love less, we're going to give you a heart right here. Put that heart up, Mama.
I don't know how to do it.
For the loveless. That's it. You got it. For the loveless people. There you go, y'all. That happens, but it doesn't mean that we're not loved. We may have had these moments with our parents that feel uncomfortable. And I'm a firm believer that what you feel doesn't always equal the truth. And it's always worth a conversation to talk about. And my mom and I, we actually have talked about these things about, like, I've talked to her about, like, hey, I feel like you love my brother more. I've talked to her about, like, I felt like, it was very, very hard growing up, like that I was kind of not the favorite pretty much. We've talked on those levels, and it has been very therapeutic for us, very healthy. And sometimes even when we're talking, my mom was like, she's like, no, that's not true, and she'll cut it off because in her heart she's like, no, I love you guys both. But then I'm like, no, I'm that kid screaming out again. No, I didn't feel that. And so she's had to shift too, to get my experience on the matter. And I think that that's something I want to offer you guys, that sometimes you have to shift in this relationship. And what I mean is that sometimes you got to just do the listening. When your child comes to you, sometimes it's just listening and soaking it up. If you got a grandkid, sometimes when your grandkid comes to you, it's the perfect opportunity to hear the depths of their soul, to hear the depths of their heart, because kids are going through some stuff. And just because they're behaving badly doesn't mean that they're just a bad kid. And I want to actually cross out the word bad kid. I don't even want to use it. I've had my share of challenges with my raising my own kids, but I don't ever want to look at them as that they're just bad kids.
Yeah.
And who decided that anyway? Because people are going through stuff, and we forget as older people that we were once kids too. So my mom was once a kid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that her mother experienced some things.
Oh, yeah.
I've been a kid. So with my kids, I have to go back to like, you were not, peaches and cream yourself. So why are you expecting your children to be peaches and cream?
And I remind you of that all the time.
And the same for you. Like you were not like this perfect, innocent.
Oh, yes, I was. Just kidding, yeah.
So that's just some food for thought. Like when you see a kid behaving a certain way, that probably is an opportunity for you to lean in. It's probably an opportunity for you to get closer, because it's not necessarily that they're behaving bad and they're just wanting to go against your rules and your way. Something could be going on with them. It may not be the situation I had, but maybe somebody's bullying them at school. Maybe they feel insecure about themselves. Maybe they are looking on TikTok and all this social media that tells you you're supposed to be a certain way, and they're looking at them and they're like, well, I don't look like that. I'm not as pretty. I'm not as beautiful. There's so many things, y'all. But as parents, we got to start leaning in so that we can really hear these kids. And I think for my mom and I, we have gotten to the place where I do feel my mom leaning in, when I'm talking as an adult. And I try to do the same for her. When I hear her, I'm like, okay, let me hear this a little bit more, because she's saying something here. And it might be something that's a part of her heart that I really need to catch. So I'm glad you talked about that. I didn't listen when I was older, because I really, now in my life, I try to be intentional. Like I'm really trying to be intentional. And it's hard sometimes. It really, really is. But
now,
I'm trying.
Sometimes I have to get your attention.
Get my
before
attention.
I start talking, because you will ignore me if I don't get your attention. But sometimes, and I love it when you come in my room and we just sit and have a conversation. You usually are asking me something, or I'm asking you something. I love that time. Yeah,
I do too. It's fun. And thank you for getting my attention, because I think that shows that you actually are wanting me. That helps me, because it's like when people just start coming in a room and start talking, I'm like, okay, are you talking to me, or are you just talking in the air? That's another thing in relationships, y'all. Get people's attention. Even if you have to stop and say, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Get people's attention, and because they need to know you want them too. And also the people that they're getting the attention to, you make room for them to get your attention. It goes both ways. Thank you. I'm going to, kind of wrap up with our last thing that I wanted to share with you. What do you feel, and this is the one thing I want to close with for our audience, what do you feel works, like in the relationship that we've had, what do you feel is working really well right now?
Your listening has got so much better.
I'm talking about for both of us. Like, what do you think, like what we do together, what is working for both of us together in this relationship?
Well, one thing is we have fun together.
Fun.
We went on a trip to Vegas. I absolutely loved it.
That was great.
It was just me
so
and
good.
you. And we took our time and we decided what we wanted to go and do. And some days we just sit in the room all day. We fixed breakfast, we fixed lunch. We just had a great time. And then we went to San Diego after that. So I feel like we have been spending quality time together.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. I love the quality time that we spend together.
It was so those were really good.
And you listen more to me. When I say I don't feel good, you want to know what is it that's making me not feel good? I should go to the doctor. I should check this out. I feel like you looking out for me. I feel like the older I get, the more you look out for me. So that's it.
Thanks, Mama. Thank you. You know, those times were really good. I feel like I was like ready to go take another one. I'm like, can we take another one like real quick? Because this was so much fun. And I agree with you. I feel like we're having fun. I also feel like you and we are really building community with one another. And I say that by like, even in the rhythm of our household, how, you know, everybody has a turn to cook dinner. And my favorite thing, and I know sometimes you're like, I don't want to do that particular game, but our family game nights, they are like, I feel like that's working in our relationship. I feel like it just sets a tone in the energy and the space. But I feel like we are building, you and I are building a legacy that we're passing on. And we're actually doing that together. And so that really means a lot to me.
And let me say this, on national internet, I want you and your brother to build a relationship like you and I have. That's something I'm asking you to do.
Ronnie, you hear that?
Y'all need to call each other. Y'all need to talk to each other. And you guys need to, if y'all don't like something about each other, you guys need to talk about it and discuss it so that you guys can have the same kind of relationship that you and I have.
And I know I appreciate you sharing that. I know that's always been very important to you.
Yes.
You been talking to us about it. And you know, we do, it's on us. We have to really make the effort and the and the consistency. And I don't think it's that we don't want to, trust me. I think that it's there. I think it's just being more intentional with each other. So I mean, I'm totally willing to commit to that. And I talked to you about it. And Ronnie and I have already kind of had this conversation. So, you know, he knows, I think things are going to change real soon. real soon. But thank you for putting that out there. I wanted you to know that I really, you know, just appreciate you as a mom. I think that, you know, as a single mom, by the way, because you know, our dad was not there. You have went the distance with us. You've not held back. I don't even ever remember you saying no to what we needed as when we got our own kids. You were like always very there to say yes, 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 yes to us. And you've really, I think that the two of us, Ronnie and I, couldn't have had a better person in our lives to be our mom than you, because you really, I don't feel like you know, put us down in a sense of like, we're not going to make it or become anything. I think you've always really like tried to find the positives in us and lift us up and encourage us. And it really means a lot, because this world, you know, it's a tough cookie, you know, true. And without God and without relationships and family, it's hard. It's really hard for anybody. And so I'm very thankful that you have walked by our side. I'm thankful that you have pretty much been in my kids' lives from the moment they were born.
Yes.
And that has blessed me tremendously. And you know, this Mother's Day, I hope that you get a lot of love and a lot of encouragement. And I hope that you feel like you're walking on cloud 9. Are you walking on sunshine? Because that's what you deserve. You put in a lot for us, and we love you.
Thank you.
So some people
just said that.
Let me see. Some people let me read these last comments, y'all, and we're gonna close this out. Let's see. Okay, so someone says, happy Mother's Day to you, both of you, and to all the beautiful mothers on this channel. Thank you so much. Someone put, I'm an only child, and everyone always said I was spoiled, but I wasn't. It was important for my mom to teach me how to be independent and work hard for everything. Thank you. Love this. Hi, Chantel. Hey, Risa. Thank you so much. As a teacher, I always say that to students, you are not a bad kid. Thank you for doing that as a teacher. Yes, I appreciate you because they need it. They need it. They need to hear that they're not bad. When it comes to your children, I do have my favorites. And when it comes to siblings, I do have my favorites. And the others know who my favorite sister is, but I love them all. Thank you for being honest. That's honesty. Like, I love that because y'all know sometimes we feel a certain way about certain people. It happens. It happens. It doesn't happen for all of us, but some of us it does. This is beautiful and great to hear. Truly helpful for mothers and adult children, even teens. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. Special times together, get people's attention, make room for them. So good. That's such a loving moment and great bonding. So beautiful. On the next trip, girls. Yes, you can go on it with us. Hey, Charlotte, put it out there, Nana. Get them together. Family relationships are so important. Make it work, fam. Ronnie says yes. We've had that conversation already. We have. This is so important for brother and sister. Yes, y'all making me cry right now. Ronnie says I agree. We couldn't have had a better mom. So beautiful. Oh, that's Auntie Bernadette. So beautiful. Building successful relationships are intentional. So much love and respect to this fabulous mom. Yes, she's pretty cool, huh? Thank you, Donna. Very courageous to express your desire for your grown kids so openly. Thank you. Thank you. So I see a lot of fam on here. I usually don't do this, but I want to thank y'all all. William, Connie, Siobhan, Ronnie, Donna Earl, Shauna Ray, Risa, my Aunt Levon. Thank you, my husband John, my friend Andrea. Thank you guys so much. Gigi, thank you for being on. And let's see who else. All you people on there. I know I may be missing some people, but if I missed you, I want you to know that I love you and I appreciate you being on and supporting us tonight. But y'all, that's our time. That's our time. We are at our time, but I'm so grateful that you joined us tonight. Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate you. And Mama, are there any last words you may have before we close out?
No.
You don't have. And yeah, my mom is actually funny too. Like, she is a funny person. I don't know if you guys have ever been in her presence to hear her cracking jokes, but I think you got a comedy tour coming up because you got to use that comedy. But I appreciate you and I love you and happy Mother's Day.
Same to you.
Mwah. All right, y'all. That's it. That's our time. Y'all have a good one. Make it a good day because y'all can. Bye, y'all.
Bye.